Hey guys, today we're going to be checking out the Kidrobot Transformers vs. G.I. Joe. This is the vinyl mini-series. Collect them all. That's what we're hopefully going to try to do as we open up and have a look at an entire case. We're going to have a look at an entire case of these. So this is going to be a bit of a longer video, so hopefully fans of longer videos on this channel will be in luck, and we're going to be opening up all 24. Yes, there's 3 across, 4 in the back, that gives us 12. 2 levels, that gives us 24. Before we have a look at the figures themselves or start unboxing these, let's have a look at the packaging or case that they come included with. Some really nice sort of vintage comic book artwork here. Transformers and G.I. Joe. And there's the back of it. Good mix of both G.I. Joes and Transformers. And there's the other side. Snake Eyes right in the middle. I like this. This is my favorite right here. Mutt and Junkyard. You got Mutt on a jetpack about to attack Ravage from the Decepticons. I think that's kind of cool. But this is the G.I. Joe Transformers versus G.I. Joe vinyl miniseries. So we're going to go ahead and get these opened up, all 24 of them. Let's start with the first one here, and I'm going to need a knife, so I'm going to reach off camera. Which knife is he going to grab for the new year? Going to grab Big Mama Red. Yes, unfortunately she's still living with us. She's going to help us out. We're going to open these up. Let's start first, actually, before we do that. Here's the artwork on the front. It's actually very similar to the artwork we just looked at. Oh sorry, there it is right there. There's the back. So it's the same as the box. And the characters consist of Bazooka, Cobra Commander, Destro, Flag, Scarlet, Grimlock, Wheeljack, Baroness, Grimlock Blue Metallic, Optimus Prime GID, Soundwave, Starscream, Bumblebee, Megatron, Shockwave, Snake Eyes, and Serpentor. Oh, and then on the other side, you can head over to www.kidrobot.com. Recommend for ages 15 and up. All right, so let's commence this now. This was a set I was really looking forward to picking up and reviewing for you guys. And which one are we going to start with? Now, these all feel like they're relatively flat figures versus super three-dimensional figures. The first one we get is, put that right there. Nothing in the way of accessories. We have ourselves Starscream. Now, I'm looking on the back here, or on the side. That's Starscream, but it's very interesting looking Starscream. You can make it out that on the one side of his face, there is a Cobra logo. Posability on these doesn't look like there is any. I thought maybe the arms might. Oh, maybe the arms do move. Arms move. Nothing in the legs. Nothing in the head. Starscream. There's the back of him. Very unique looking take on Starscream. The panel lining is really neat. Kind of looks like hooded Cobra Commander and Starscream. Ironically enough, I'm sure to no surprise, both played by Chris Latta, I believe, who did the voice of Starscream, Cobra Commander, decomposed from Inhumanoids, and he also did Darkstorm and Kravex, I believe, also from Visionaries, which was one of my favorite cartoons of all time. Starscream, not bad, interesting looking design to him. Put him right there. He does seem to stand perfectly fine. Now let's open up case or box number 2. Big Mama Red. She's still in the picture. Big Mama Red. This is with now 2018. So if I haven't already done so in a previous video, I'd like to wish everybody a very happy new year. Let me know what your New Year's resolutions are down below. My New Year's resolutions is to hopefully do more uncasings and stuff for you guys, because I know you guys like uncasing videos. So hopefully many, many more will be coming to this channel in 2018. The arms will move. I'm also really debating too, and this is not relative to Kidrobot, but I'm debating doing some live streams. Let me know if you guys would be interested in that. Maybe some Q&A live streams. It's all the rage right now. Everybody's doing it. And I thought to myself, well, you know what? I used to do a question and answer segment on this channel called On the Spot. What if I actually did that as live streams? I'm actually talking to you guys in person. So I could say, hey, you know, Jeremy, now that you're asking me something, I want to reply back to you instantly like that. Let's talk about this. You like G.I. Joe the movie? Let's discuss this. let's discuss this. Next we have Snake Eyes. Comes with his katana. Go ahead and cut that open. And we're going to pull that out. Again, I want to say the arms are posable. Yes, they are. Okay. Nothing in the legs. Go ahead and put the katana into his hand. And we've got a really neat looking Snake Eyes. It's neat because they've painted in and given him like the purple highlights that one would expect to find from like the original comics. Nothing also in the waist, so it looks like it's just arm posability. And stacking him up next to Starscream, he's about the same height, maybe a little bit shorter. Neat that at least he comes with his katana. Ka-ting! I always want to make a sound effect when I say katana. Grabbing the next box. I'm really looking forward to seeing what the Optimus Prime is going to look like. But yeah, we're going to do a lot more new, interesting things here on this channel in 2018. Changes aesthetically from like the way everything looks will stay relatively the same, but we're going to mix it up a bit, do some interesting, cool, fun things, and hopefully a little bit more interaction between this guy behind the camera and then you guys watching this video. Next we have is Wheeljack. And I'm always on the fence as to whether these have arm posability. Like Wheeljack seems like his arms are really stiff. Maybe I might just leave that be. A neat looking, again, design to him. All of these are more so kind of based on the original, was it Marvel? I think Marvel comic run of G.I. Joe and Transformers. So their designs are a little bit more primitive. I really do like the look of them, especially this one here. By the way, no head articulation either. Roughly the same height as Starscream as well. Let's open up the next box. If you guys are looking to pick these up for yourself as well, you can find them at your local comic book store. And generally, depending on the store that you go to, they're usually on average about $10 for the boxes. They're not imports, so they're a little bit more reasonable, for example, than I've seen some Sailor Moon box sets that I wanted to pick up, like the minifigures, and those can get about $15 to $20 per figure of those little buy and blind boxes. And all the more reason, it's one of the reasons actually I didn't pick up any of those to review on this channel, just it gets really expensive. On the underside, we've got Hasbro. Yeah, there we go. Hasbro 2017 Kidrobot, also printed on the underside of Wheeljack's foot. There's the back of it. There's the front of it. So we got 2 Wheeljacks, 2 Starscreams, and only 1 Snake Eyes. Let's see if we can get some more G.I. Joes happening here. As far as I know, Kidrobot also planned these for larger, medium-sized figures as well. So if there are certain figures, like I think the Megatron, I do remember Megatron being one of them, in a much larger format. I don't think they've done Optimus Prime yet, which would be kind of cool if they did. We have Snake Eyes, also with katana. Thing! Making that noise. There's the front, there's the back of Snake Eyes. So we got 2 Snake Eyes, doing the tally. 2 Snake Eyes, 2 Wheeljack, 2 Starscream. Opening the next one. See what we got, see what we got. Come on, Optimus Prime. Oh, speaking of Optimus Prime, oh, cool. Comes with a little sword. Doesn't come with the axe, but comes with a sword here. Yes, Big Mama Red is still hanging out with us. Still living in the house. Not sure when she's leaving, but it's probably not anytime soon. Okay, so Optimus Prime's arms, though stiff, yes, seem to actually at least move, unlike Wheeljack. Again, his design is a little bit different than maybe one would expect to find Optimus Prime looking like. He is neat, though. He's even got the Autobot logos on his shoulders. Spin him around, that's what he looks like on the back. Doing some size comparisons, there he is next to Wheeljack. And grabbing next to there's Starscream next to him. Starscream's actually a little bit taller than Optimus Prime. think I like these too because they've got a real vintage look to them. That's not really a Optimus Prime what one normally would find. I think he's got a really neat, I want to say personality to him. I find I do say personality a lot in my videos. But I'm always impressed with things, figures, collectibles that have personality to them. Where they've just got a really neat looking design. Something different that you don't normally find. Finding here, though, we have ourselves another Optimus Prime. Complete with sword, still in bag. I'll just kind of keep the sword in the bag for the time being. Still, the arms are very stiff on these. Put him right there. And we are almost getting to the end of the first tier, and then we're going to move ourselves down to the second tier. And then at the end of all of that, unfortunately, once we finish the top, once we finish the bottom, then will be Johnson & Johnson's No More Tears. That wasn't delivered as well as I'd hoped. In my head, I thought that was going to sound better than what it did. After I said it, I thought, no, you should have just left that one. Just left it off. No More Tears. Nobody's going to get that. Johnson & Johnson, baby shampoo, No More Tears. Doesn't even sound good even if I try to explain it, so let's just move on. Next, we have Soundwave. Really liking the look of Soundwave here. It looks like he's got a little bit of a chip of paint on the top there. Otherwise, really nice. I love, Optimus Prime had this, Wheeljack had this too. I love these little scribbled lines that they have on the side. Really gives it that like look of the old comic books. To which really these are based from, like the old vintage comic books. May not be everybody's cup of tea. It certainly is my cup of tea. That's one of my New Year's resolutions for 2018. More cups of tea. I find I don't sleep all that well. I do go to bed relatively early, from, I guess, a comparison to what an adult normally would go to bed. Generally, I'm usually in bed by like 10 o'clock. That seems like, what do you like, drinking prune juice and going to bed after a hot glass of milk? No, I like to enjoy my sleep because generally I'm getting up the next day for 5 o'clock. No, not 5 in the afternoon, my friends. 5 o'clock in the morning. And then that's usually when I edit the videos. So basically what's happening right now. By the way, I've got a little Grimlock head. I don't really know why there's a Grimlock head. Unless it's supposed to go into Megatron's hand? Or maybe the head is supposed to come off? I don't think so. Nonetheless, though, we've got... It must tie itself back to something that happened in the actual comics, but he's got an actual separate head of Grimlock. I've mentioned this in many of my videos. I'll mention it again. So basically, like, I go to bed early, 10 or 10:30 at the very latest. I get up at 5. I edit, so like all the stuff that you guys are watching right now, I've edited it in the morning, 5 in the morning, and then I go to work. And then I work from, I think it's, 8 to about 5:30, 6 o'clock. Come home, or I usually hit the UPS store, the post office where I pick up my mail, and then I come home, rinse and repeat, and then I do all my video recording on the weekend. So this guy is busy. He's a busy fellow. I don't think that's going to be changing anytime soon in the new year. Anyways, so here we have Megatron. It's very strange that his plasma cannon on the side is actually what's firing his mace, as opposed to the mace coming out of his hand. For comparison, let's put him next to Optimus Prime. And also, you know what, let's put him next to Optimus Prime, who had the sword, because I think that makes a little bit more sense. One shall stand, one shall fall. No, I'm not going to be branching off to doing voiceovers anytime soon. Let's open up the next box. I got off topic talking about my work. Yeah, so I'm a busy guy. I know there are people on YouTube that do not want to speak ill of, but, you know, say, oh, well, you know, I review. That's my job. That's what I do. I review. No, you need more than that. That doesn't pay the bills, my friend, or maybe it did at one point. You gotta move on from that. You gotta get yourself a job. Na, why don't you get a job? Anyways, so here we have another Megatron, which, shy of Soundwave, we've gotten ourselves 2 of everything. 2 Megatrons, 2 Soundwaves, one Soundwave, 2 Wheeljack, 2 Starscream, 2 Snake Eyes, which actually just recently did the Batman Kidrobot ones as well, the Dunnies, and I think it was actually the same thing. The first tier seems to have 2 of everything, and then the bottom tier seemed to have 2 of everything, but different figures from the top tier. So that kind of gives you some idea as to what then to do. So if, for example, I'm sure these aren't randomized. If you want to say get yourself a Optimus Prime, you might be wanting to look in the top tier section, guys, not necessarily the bottom tier. I say that, and they might go into the comic book store looking for a top tier Optimus Prime and maybe surprised to find like a Destro. And then they're like, oh, the guy led me on. That's not what he said. That's not what he said. What he is saying, though, the next one here is Shockwave. I was going to say Soundwave. Shockwave. One of my personal favorites growing up because I didn't own a Megatron. I was the household that always had the opposite of everything. Instead of a Nintendo, I initially got a Sega Master System. Instead of an Optimus Prime, I got Ultra Magnus. Instead of Megatron, I got myself Shockwave, and so on and so forth. So I have kind of a soft spot when it comes to Shockwave here. It's got some really nice coloring here. I love the purple. The emblems, the Decepticon logos, are a more lighter, almost gray versus red or purple. There's the back of them right there. Again, I don't think they have any head articulation or leg articulation, solely relying on the arm posability. And yes, Shockwave here doesn't have the cannon on his arm. He's just got two regular hands. So put him right over there. I still don't know what's happening here with the Grimlock head. It's got to play some role. I don't know what it is. I'm going to get down to the bottom of that. I'm going to figure out why that's the case. Or if somebody knows, let me know down below. I'm sure it has something to do with the comics. Maybe in the comics, Megatron ripped off Grimlock's head. I don't know. It's possible. So we are now working our way through the second tier. And after that, Johnson & Johnson, my friend, no more tears. Still sounds bad. Next we have is a Grimlock. And just for the sake of argument, let's see if I can actually... Doesn't look like you can take the head off. The head is much smaller as well as instead of using this head, so you couldn't really swap it out anyways. Posability, arms. Okay, so he's got arm posability. A very simplistic looking Grimlock. Looks pretty cool though. And by comparison, let's put him next to Optimus Prime. It might be one instance where Grimlock is much smaller than Optimus Prime. Usually it would be the other way around. I'll put him right there. Yes, big things happening to this channel in 2018. Going to do a lot more uncasings. I try to listen to you guys, the viewers. Things that didn't necessarily work before. I've admitted to that, and we're changing up the channel a little bit. So, of course, the package end of the reviews, you'll notice I don't really talk too much about the packaging now. We just kind of have an open and turnaround. But I listen to you guys, the viewers, and we are always changing this channel, hopefully for the better. Next we have is another Grimlock. Not much to be said for this. There's also a blue Grimlock, which hopefully we can come across. Let's just do a quick tally, shall we? Okay, so we didn't get ourselves yet Optimus Prime G.I.D. We don't have Bumblebee yet. And we don't have Serpentress. I said Serpentor, it's actually Serpentress, which looks like it has the body almost of Baroness. Probably, again, a reference that I don't remember. On the other side, oh, there's a whole bunch of them that we didn't get yet. Baroness. We did get a Wheeljack and a Grimlock, and that's it. No Cobra Commander yet. Hail Cobra Commander, the Great Snake rules forever. Hail Cobra Commander, the Great Snake rules forever. Does anybody remember what that reference is from? I'm going to get this totally wrong. I think it is when... I'm just trying to think about it. I know it's like the underground... It's Shipwreck. Now, see, I'm trying to think of it. I think it's Shipwreck, Flint, and Mutt and Junkyard. And I think they're going into like the tunnel subway headquarters of Cobra. And there's these giant blades. And he has to say, "Hail, Cobra Commander, the great snake rules forever." And it doesn't recognize the way he says it. So these giant blades come up from the floor. And I think eventually Paulie is the one that says, "Hail, Cobra Commander, the great snake rules forever." And then it accepts it. Anyways, moving along. It's all just stuff oozing out of my brain. Next we have is Scarlet, a much smaller character than, say, for example, Snake Eyes. Interesting paint on her face. Interesting looking hair as well on Scarlet here. Much smaller figure. Does she seem to stand? Yes, she does stand. You have to believe me because the camera wasn't down. She does stand though. And now she's not standing. It's like it was magic. It was standing before, now she's not standing. We'll just lay her down. So we've got 18 boxes left to go out of 24. That's not right. 9 boxes left to go. I should have had a V8. 9 boxes left to go out of 24. Just recently released, so again, if you're looking for them, you should be able to find them at your local comic book store. If the off chance comes that you go to a comic book store and they say don't have it, you can always usually get them to order them in. But a lot of times, blind boxes are the one thing that comic book stores purchase or order in regularly. It's not something you usually have to track down. So here we have Cobra Commander, the great snake rules forever. Kind of more his traditional, well, classic comic colors. So he's not a very dark blue. Doesn't have a lot of red in him either. A lot favoring more so like silvers and whites. Here's the back of the figure. Doesn't come with any accessories, no cannons or pistols or anything like that. Got a neat looking design to him though. Having not read a lot of the Hasbro comics of Transformers or G.I. Joe growing up, I did read a lot of G.I. Joe, but it was like the later issues where they unmask Cobra Commander and it's this guy with a weird mustache and glasses and a ponytail. I remember that issue. But I don't think Cobra Commander ever had the dome in the comics. I don't believe so. I think he only had the hood. Don't correct me down below if that not be the case, because I honestly don't know. I don't know. I may be wrong. It probably is the case. Another Cobra Commander to be added to the mix. Front and back. Again, I love the shading here. Look at the inside of the arm. I love that dark color that they put inside the arm. And also really down the side of his hood and torso. Put him right over there. The mess continues to grow on this side. Big Mama Red continues to join us for this review, this unboxing. And hopefully you guys, the viewers, continue to be watching this video. You haven't given up. You haven't left and gone elsewhere. Let's see what we got for the next one. And, oh, okay. So we've got Optimus Prime. Now, I don't know if this is Optimus Prime G.I.D. Here's the box right here. It looks like he's supposed to actually be more green than anything else. Unless there is another variant. I don't see one. I'm going to assume it's this one right here, which is a 1 of 48 chance of getting him. He looks green, although in person he looks more kind of a translucent, kind of like pearl, kind of pearl white color. He looks very similar to an Ultra Magnus, for example. And we'll go ahead and, that's a small bag. I realized quickly as I was about to cut that was going to cut my finger. So we don't want to do that. We don't need blood in 2018. Certainly not my blood, that's for sure. Get the sword and put that into his hand. There he is. And doing a comparison next to, let's find the Optimus Prime with the sword. There they are side by side. Regular Optimus Prime, G.I.D. I think that says G.I.D. Let's look at the box again. Let's reference the box. It says Optimus Prime it says G.I.D. All right, so we got about 6 boxes left to go, and then you guys can go in your merry little way. Call up your friends. Okay, I just finished watching the guy's video. I can now go out and hang out. Where are we going to hang out? Well, let's hang out outside the mall. Well, why don't we hang out inside the mall? No. I think it's cooler to hang outside the mall. You know, where they just randomly just cultivate around outside the malls or the grocery stores. Like, what's that all about? Next we have is Bazooka. And Bazooka's got a toilet seat cover. Must have been something I missed out on. There is Bazooka, and there is his toilet seat cover. I don't know why. And again, there's a reference there somewhere, and I'm just missing out on it. He's also got himself a Cobra helmet on. It must have something to do with an issue. I'm going to look this up afterwards. It's going to be irrelevant now, because I don't know the information, but I'm going to look it up afterwards and figure out why Bazooka has a toilet seat cover. Or if anybody knows, let me know down below. 5 boxes left to go. 5 boxes left to go, ladies and gentlemen. I realize using Big Mama Red that she's excessively large. Not insulting her in any way, but it's an awfully large blade to be contending with as we try to do these unboxings. And I don't see anything else in there. Hello. It kind of looks like the interior of Doctor Who. Like the old 4th Doctor portal. Sorry. Let's go back to what we were talking about. Here's Destro. With red eyes, I might add. My dear Cobra Commander. Power of the Weather Dominator. Yes, I'm not going to be doing voice acting anytime soon. Here we have Destro. Putting him next to Cobra. Wow, Cobra Commander. He's a lot smaller than Cobra Commander. I don't know what's happened there. What's the reference there that he's so small? So much smaller than Cobra Commander. There must be some reasoning for it. Oh, and there's also something on his eyes. I think it's just a glimmer. A glimmer of hope, perhaps, that he's going to become much bigger. Small Destro, little mini Destro. I don't know the reference. I really don't get the reference. Let's do him a scale comparison, say next to... He's even smaller than Bazooka. What's happening here? Well, we got 4 boxes left to go, guys. And let's just do a quick tally once again. Missing a Baroness, missing a Grimlock Blue Metallic, although he is 1 of 96. I don't think the chances are good of getting him. Don't have Flag yet. So, Baroness... Flag, and flip it around. Serpentress, we don't have her yet. And we don't have Bumblebee. That's not bad. And we got 4 boxes left to go. I don't even really need... Oh, yes I do. So quickly I said I don't really need her. I guess there's a little tab here. I like to cut the bag myself. Makes me feel important. We've got ourselves another Bazooka with an extra toilet seat. Don't know why. Don't get it. And let's grab another box. I'm going to bring these boxes to the front because I can't reach them. If I had 6-foot long arms, this wouldn't even be a problem, but unfortunately, I don't have 6-foot long arms. I wish. Could you imagine having arms are 6 feet long? You'd be dragging them probably most of the time. I'd have to build myself some sort of contraption where I have like these skateboards attached to my hands, so I'm actually not dragging my hands on the ground. Oh, cool. Next one we have is No Accessories. That's not his name. Next one we have is Bumblebee. Somewhat G1 sort of Bumblebee. Of course, more looking like he does from the comics, at least the old vintage comics. Still no head articulation, still no leg articulation, but he seems to move his arms. And I'm sure all of these move their arms. I just couldn't do that with Wheeljack. They were just really, really stiff. The face is, dare I say, creepy. Kind of creepy looking. Other than that, though, really neat looking design. He's got the nice black panel lining on the side, on his legs, in between his arms and his shoulders, and on his neck there. I'm sure I don't have to tell you this, but I'll mention it anyways. They don't transform. If anybody was like, hey, do these transform? No, sorry, they don't. Well, they're Transformers. I'll give you that. They are Transformers in name only. The transforming end of it completely removed from this equation. You would do the math formula on the board and you were writing Transformer plus transformation equals collectible, I would go up there with a chalk brush and I'd erase the part where it says transformable. I'd just say, no, we're taking that out of the equation. That's not part of this math problem. If your solution includes transformable, that's the wrong solution. Here we have Bumblebee. Can't help notice that his eyes have been left off blue. There's no blue there, ladies, gentlemen, owls. There's no blue. Blue's been taken off. So blue. You could say somebody forgot to dot the I's. I'll be here all day. Or at least I'll be here until the end of this review. I may still very well be here. I might actually just, maybe I live in the internet. I live in this giant bubble that's called the internet. You guys visit from time to time, but I live here. I live in this zone. Isn't that a depressing thought? The final box, the final bag, I'm hoping for Serpentress. Or at the very least, I'm hoping for Baroness. It's a small figure, but very well, it could also be Destro, because he's so small. Aww. Well, we did get ourselves a Baroness. There she is right there. She's got red glasses as opposed to, well, in the miniseries G.I. Joe, she had green lenses, and then she just had regular clear lenses for the rest of the G.I. Joe cartoon. She has arm articulation. I'm certain she has the same body as, yes she does, same body as Scarlet. Hair is drastically different. Outfit painted a little bit darker than, of course, Scarlet. And let's just, for the sake of it, she is taller than Destro. Oh, maybe not. Oh, yeah, she is taller than Destro. What did Destro do wrong to either Kidrobot or the comics that they made him so incredibly small? And that's it. That's all we got for the entire case. So let's pick out some of my personal favorites, and then you guys can be on your merry little way. My favorite, one of my favorites, I would have to say, is Optimus Prime. I like his sword. Even without the sword, I think he's pretty cool. So I'm going to say Optimus Prime. I really like the Megatron. I gotta pick a G.I. Joe, because I feel wrong just liking all. I'm gonna go with Snake Eyes. I think he's got some neat design elements. I would also say I really like Soundwave. Let me know down below, guys, what you think are what your top 3 favorite ones was from this entire uncasing. Sadly, no Duke. I noticed Duke was on the front of the box. Somewhat on the front of the box. There he is. There he is at the bottom. No Duke was actually in this release. Maybe they might do a Series 2, and in the Series 2 there may be a Duke. I could only hope. But today, though, guys, we were having a look at the brand new release, Kidrobot. This was the Transformers vs. G.I. Joe vinyl mini-series. And just for the record as well, the only one we didn't get was a Serpentress. And we didn't also get ourselves the blue Grimlock. But it looks like we did get... Oh, and we didn't get a flag. No flag. Oh well. If you guys haven't had a chance to hit that little subscribe button down below, make sure you do so. Certainly more videos will be coming your way in 2018. Going to be doing a lot more of uncasing videos, so certainly stay tuned for that. But if you guys also want to head over to my homepage and just have a look at my videos section. I'm going to try to mention this a little bit more during the 2018 year. Of course, with YouTube being the way it is and notifications not always hitting you guys, notice a lot of videos get very, very small views. And I think a lot of the problem is they're either missed by you guys, the viewers, or YouTube doesn't always show all the videos that I'm posting in your subscription feed, telling you all the new videos that are coming online. So if you get a chance, do me a favor, go over to my homepage, go to the section that says videos, and scroll down the video section. If there's any videos that you haven't seen and you want to check out, feel free to watch the videos and let me know in the comments section of those videos that you watched the video, or let me know what you think of that particular review. Of course, in this year, this now 2018 year, the hashtag is going to be new comments in old videos. Love when you guys comment in new videos, but I also really want to see more comments in the older videos as well, so that I know you guys are watching the older stuff as well. Either way, guys, thanks for watching as you always do. More videos will be coming your way soon. I'll see you guys next time.